Hey, it's Austin, Chief Mathematician here at LTV Numbers. Let's talk about why you need to see how LTV evolves over time. But before we dive into it, let's start off with a quick recap. What does LTV do? It tracks how valuable your customer is to your business across their entire relationship with you, and it shows you how much value they provide to your business when they make their first purchase and any other purchases after that. So, why does LTV even matter at all? Well, it helps gauge how much you can actually spend to acquire customers. So, for example, when you're making a decision on whether or not you should kill an ad, let's say. But also, LTV shows you which funnel you need to focus on. So, for example, let's say you have two funnels, A and B. A, B. And let's say the front end offer is the same price for both. But the AOV of funnel A is high. The AOV of funnel A is high and the AOV of funnel B is low. So without knowing the LTV of each funnel, you might think that, well, since the AOV of funnel B is kind of low, it's probably not working. But if you did know your LTV, you actually might discover that funnel B actually has a much higher LTV than funnel A. So what that means is that funnel B is actually attracting better customers than funnel A. So if you didn't know, you'd be making a major mistake by choosing funnel A over funnel B. And this is what most people do because they don't even know their LTV. So that's why it's super important to understand how LTV is calculated so we know how to interpret it. And in its simplest form, LTV is computed by total revenue divided by total customers. So this tells you what your average customer is worth at the end of their life. And this is what most people do. But this is also where most people stop. And this is actually a major problem because it doesn't tell you how LTV evolves over time. And really, this whole question of how does LTV evolve over time answers the question. It answers the question of how long will it take for you to become profitable? So, let's say that you knew your LTV was $70. Well, now we don't know how you got there. There's a lot of possibilities for how that could happen. It could get to $70 in the first 30 days and then stay flat from there on. So in this graph, let's show it to you. It goes up to 70 and stays flat. Or it could have actually taken a long time to reach $70. So not knowing how your LTV evolves over time can prevent you from knowing how much you can spend to acquire a customer. So let's say if your LTV rose to $70 in the first 30 days, I'm going to label this properly so you guys can see 2 years for this scenario. Okay. So if your LTV rose to $70 in the first 30 days, this is difficult to write on the side here. If it rose to $70 in the first 30 days, don't you think you'd do something a little different about your ad spend rather than discovering it takes 2 years to actually make $70? Because what this basically means is that it's taking 2 years for you to get $70, but 30 days to make 70. So do you think you're going to really spend that much more and go in the negative for 2 years? For most businesses, this is actually pretty unacceptable. So knowing why your LTV evolves over time shows you how long it will take for you to become profitable. And so knowing the answer to this question can actually change the way you run your paid ads. And this is just another example of knowing how LTV changes your decision. So let me just give you a quick overview of what that could look like on our tool. Give me a sec. All right, as you can see, this is the type of data that you would get if you were to use our tool. You'd be able to see your lifetime value progress over time, and you'd be able to make decisions off of that. It'd help inform your ad spend decisions a lot better. So, I know LTV is extremely difficult to calculate, but we've already accomplished that. So if this sounds interesting to you, if this looks interesting, looks like something you'd want, you'd be able to see your AOV over time as well, then click on the link at the end of this video or at the bottom of this page. And I'll see you in the next video then. Talk to you later.